Jewel and Kisa Holmes took the day off from work on Friday, July 20th to sign escrow documents for a new house in New Orleans. That's not unusual. People do it every day. What is notable is that they got the keys to their new house 7 years to the day after they moved into their first house, the one they lost to Hurricane Katrina. The Holmes bought their first house in the Upper 9th Ward and moved in July 20th, 2005. Like thousands of others, Katrina displaced them 6 weeks later. They got their flood insurance, but their bank convinced them to use it to voluntarily pay off their mortgage.
I had to go get the check cash, but they had my name, Jewel name, which is my husband, and also the mortgage company name, HSBC. So I had to send the check to them, and once I sent it to them, from that day on that they called me, it all turned into a nightmare.
They became the free and clear owners of a house they could not afford to fix and began a confusing 6.5-year journey that eventually led to their home being demolished. They got an SBA loan, but Road Home, the program that was supposed to help them rebuild, so they paid off their mortgage voluntarily, and Road Home used the rebuilding grant to pay off the SBA loan. The Holmeses then applied to other programs, including the United Way, the American Red Cross, and the Salvation Army.
I went to all these different programs, and with some I was approved for, and to the very end, they say they ran out of money. So that approval went downhill from there.
The family signed escrow documents on July 14, 2005 for their previous home on Pauline Street. They moved in on July 20th. Kisa Holmes said that's why signing the documents exactly 7 years later was surreal.
And even when in the meetings that I had to meet with Miss Erica at time after time, she was like asking, "Am I happy now?" And I told her no, because I have gotten to 2 weeks when they was out to fix my house on Pauline, and they sent me a letter and said we can't do it. So I didn't get happy until the very end.
Despite encountering so many obstacles, Jewel and Kisa refused to give up, but they admitted their ordeal left them stressed, depressed, and wondering if they would ever find their own place to live again. It was not until the Lens published their story that they began to see some proverbial light at the end of the tunnel. In May, the Lens brought the Holmes story to the attention of Mayor Mitch Landrieu, whose office contacted Project Home Again. In Project Home Again, for every year a family stays in the home, 20% of the mortgage is forgiven. There are no payments except for taxes, insurance, and the normal costs of home ownership. After so many false starts, Kisa Holmes says she refused to get her hopes up during the application process.
I spoke with Miss Erica, and when she handed me the keys, it was like a life-changing experience. I knew I didn't have to, sleep at anyone else's house, go to the fast food restaurant and change my clothes or whatever I was doing at the time, but I just knew it was all over.
She finally relaxed when she got the keys. Kisa and Jewel were unprepared for the bureaucratic twists and turns they faced trying to fix their Pauline Street home. They seldom laughed or smiled. They were similarly unprepared for what was waiting for them at the new house. Now, I've talked to you many times.
Yes.
And I don't know that I've ever heard you really laugh.
But I can't stop laughing now. I'm excited. I'm truly excited. I'm humble in this place. This is nice. I never expect to get all of this. I thought maybe a rebuild, a couple of repairs and patch up on a home, but not a brand new home. Not an actually brand new home. So I can't explain how I feel.
And it's not just a brand new house. It came fully furnished with a washer and dryer, living room set, bedroom sets, and a dining room table that seats the entire family. As nice as the amenities in the house are, maybe the most important thing is the fact that, once again, the family is together under one roof.
Yes, it's a wonderful feeling, truly a wonderful feeling.
What happened to Jewel and Kisa Holmes, that's such a great story. They tried so hard to get home and they never gave up. But right next to their brand new house sits this house, which has been in disrepair since Katrina. Right next to that is an empty lot. Drive around New Orleans and that's what you'll see. Empty lots, just driveways or houses sitting in disrepair. There are many people still trying to get home. For the G.W. Williams Center for Independent Journalism and The Lens, I'm Bob Butler in New Orleans.